Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is day 19 of 100 machine learning projects, and today we will be diving into a very cool and very up to the niche project using transformers. So we will be building a language translation app using neural machine translation or NMT. So you can think of of an app where you have seen multiple of times that where you write hello world in English and instantly you get if you want to convert it into Spanish you will get a hola mundo, and all of this translation will be powered by artificial intelligence, that is the AI. So it is very amazing and it is very up to date, and I think it's a very good learning project that you can use for multiple things, or you can also add whatever web application you are making. You can add just a target of the add a feature of that you can convert your whole app into a whole app which is written in English to be converted into Spanish, or so that you it is globally acceptable and globally accessible to so many people. And you don't have a language barrier kind of a problem. So I will walk you through how this app works, explain the code behind it, and use some very good analogies also to make it relatable and understandable, make it like crystal clear for you guys. So whether you're a beginner or you are very much into AI, so you will understand using this video like how to build your own translator app and how you can use the AI, how the actual translation works. So first let's talk about the neural machine translation, which is, think of it like a very smart person, very multilingual translator who knows every language, who has read multiple books or multiple courses of different languages. And this person, this translator, doesn't just know words, they understand the context, the slang, and even the cultural nuances. So that's what neural machine translation does. So it uses the neural network, and which is a kind of an AI, to translate text from one language to another language with with a very good accuracy. So this is a very good approach, and why this has to come out, because there were multiple translation apps that were working like before, like very good. So they were kind of rule based algorithms, or like statistics based algorithms that were used before the translations. So that was like using a dictionary with a very how to learn a dictionary. You go to check every word, okay, this is the meaning, and is it fixing in the context or not. So it was like that before, but right now NMT is like a brain that learns, it can learn the patterns from different languages, different like sentences of in a particular language, to understand, okay, this sentence has this kind of a vocabulary, this sentence will like in English it looks like this, and it looks like this different in Spanish, it looks like different in Portuguese, in Japanese it's different. So, and it's like it's trained on like billions of data, like it's good amount of data for bilingual text. So it knows how to not only understand hello world, that which kind of language is this, but can also convert it into different language formats like Spanish, German, Portuguese, Japanese, and like many. So today we are using like two Python scripts to create our app. For detect, first we have to detect a language, that how the language is being detected, and then we will be using the translation app. So before going into this, so let me give you a very basic example of how the things are going to get from here. So let me share my screen so that you guys have an idea like what how does the how does the code looks like. So first we will be going towards the translator app, translator.py, and then we will go towards the detection of the language, so you will be able to connect it very nicely. So first we are just setting up the library, setting up all the environments for that. So we are using the transformer, torch, and typing library. So transformer is it basically provides access for Marian MT models, and tokenizers from Hugging Face. So this like Hugging Face has given like a lot of, is like a very good platform which provides a very usable and accessible libraries that you can use and play around and understand how these things work. So I truly recommend that. And Torch is like the PyTorch for tensor operations and GPU accelerations if you're working on the GPUs. So currently I'm working on my CPU only. I'm not using any GPUs right now, but if you're going to use that, Torch is like the very good version for that. So now we will be moving towards, you understood that this thing, now we will be going through this, like how we are going to initialize that. So there is the MNIT model is like it has the multiple model, and the to understand like the basic is like initializing the translator with empty, like it will be like very empty right now. In the starting you don't know what kind of text you are going to put, so we cannot just say that okay, this kind of text is going to be, it's just not just English to Spanish, it might be Spanish to English, or Portuguese to English, or Portuguese to Japanese also. So we have to work with starting with the like, empty directories for models and tokenizers, and setting up the device if it's GPU or you're using the CPU, and other sub definitions like all other supported environments if or languages pairs that you are going to use. Those self dot model and self dot tokenizer that is here, we use this just to make sure that what kind of model needs to be downloaded and what kind of the tokenizers that needs to be downloaded, so that you don't have to download it again and again. It works like a cache, and it helps us understanding like what kind of scenarios. And these are the language pairs that has like, you can see that we are going to use the Opus MT for English to Spanish, English to French, English to DE is German, English to Italian, English to Portuguese, English to English, sorry, Spanish to English, French to English, German to English, Italian to English, and Portuguese to English. So this is the the basic scenarios how you can do that. And this is where we are going to load the model from here. So because we need to understand that how the loading model works, the main purpose of this function is it loads the Marian MT model and tokenizers for a given language pair. Like if we are working on English to Spanish, if we are working on English to Portuguese or Italian, so what it will do, it will check if the model is already loaded, if key pair exists in the dictionary or not, and verify if the language pair is supported or not, because we have to also need to provide that if the information is supported by our app or not. So if it is not like Portuguese to Japanese, if I'm not providing those pairs or not, so that also needs to be verified. And it uses the Marian tokenizer and Marian MT model from the transformers library to load the pre-trained model. So it is already trained, we don't have to train these models to generate and identify these things. So it is already pre-trained, so we are just using those models to in the apps to understand this. So we use the load the pre-trained models from Hugging Face, moves the model to the appropriate device, that is GPU or CPU, stores the tokenizer and model in their respective directories, and we are good to go. And now we will do the single text translation here. Yeah, this is the single text translation. So for that, whatever we are, if we are providing any input, though that input is converted into token into the tokens, and that tokenizer will be loaded from here in the like the in the loading token in the loading mode model function. So for that particular model, what tokenizer works will be loaded, will get loaded up, and that tokenizer will be applied on the user input. If, for example, if I am giving an input like hello everyone, so for that hello everyone English, and I wanted to be converted into Spanish. So this model will be loaded, and this model only with, and this tokenizer will also be loaded from Helsinki, and from this model only this tokenizer will be poured in will be our input would be put in front of this tokenizer. This tokenizer, what will we do, take our input, convert it into the tokens, convert it into different kind of tensors, and then those tensors will be thrown into the the using the beam search, it will be thrown, and where it will be very likely. You can see that we are using the beam search here. You can see the beam search here, and whenever we are saying that this is good enough, we are doing the early stopping also, so that when as soon as we are getting good enough translation, we are stopping it there, like okay, that is good enough for us, and we can move forward from that. And from there we are getting the nearby tokens, right? Because I said hello, hello everyone. It will convert it into English. It will detect the English. It will convert it into the tokens. So now my and token embeddings are done. So this is all numbers, and in numbers it will be sent into the space where all the information and models are done, saved. And using the beam search, which will be throwing like multiple in every dimension all the vectors, it will be trying to find out, okay, this vector lies near to the vector that I am looking for. And as soon as with the help of the cosine similarity, you will find that these two vectors lie near to each other, like using the cosine similarity, and those vector will be taken out. So you have to remember that vectors are made using the tokenizers, that it has the the numbers only, that is the token embeddings. So that numbers also need to be decoded for the text, because I don't we you don't know like what the token looks like. It might be minus 1 point something to 2 something, and then 3 4, and it's like a kind of an array. So you have to understand this arrays comes out from the beam search. Then this beam search is then this a vector is decoded into a normal text, and then then it is returned, like the translated text is returned back. So this is just for a single token, single word, if it is going to do, or if there is like a sentence or a sequence. And this is for the batch, like everything is converted into a single batch, and then it is processed, like all the things are converted into token, and then the beam search is done, and it's like doing the same. And you are taking out the translation also, all the values also in a batch, and taking out the translated version of that. And this is how the supported languages are there. You get the get supported matrices also. So this is how a translation is done, from like to understand. Like now we will make it more clear by using the detector model. So we also want to detect the language to suggest that this kind of things are going to, if I get to understand that this, the input that I'm giving is English, then I know that these kind of uh, if I say I have detected English, then I know that this is going to be this only, these models. If I've detected French, then this model will be called. So this makes it little bit easier for the model to understand and analyze, and to work on. Because we are not going to throw it everything that okay, we don't know what this language is, so first, and we are just throwing the vectors in front of, so it will not, it might not even be able to provide the value accurately. For because of that only, we are going to use the detector model also. So what it will do, it is trained on multiple languages. So it has got to understand the patterns of different language, that what a English pattern is, what a Spanish pattern, and what is Hindi pattern is. So it has understood, and it has trained itself on that, like it is already trained. So we use lang.lang.detect for this particular information to understand like what kind of information is there, and on the basis of that, it is divided into these category. For English, it is en, from es to Spanish. And on the basis of this only, detected word, detected source of the inputted text, we provide a prediction that what kind of translation pair that needs to be done. And on the basis of that, the whole translation is done. That is one word, like the hello world is there. So first it is being detected to English, and then that hello word is given to the tokenizer. And that tokenizer, what it will do, it will convert it hello word into tokens, and then it into like into token embeddings also. And according to the token embeddings, then it will be trained to model to understand the pattern and everything, and through the model only the beam search happens, and it will convert into different vectors, and it will be thrown into the space with, and then the cosine similarity is considered, and on the basis of the value that is very near to it, where the cosine similarity is very less and like very good, then those values are is taken, and like the angle is very less, so very, which is very near to each other, that vector is taken, it is decoded, and then it is provided the translated, or to the other model is provided through that. So this is how the whole translation works, like from detection of the language to the translation of language. So like this is a lot of theory and a lot of text, and it looks like okay, what is happening. So let me also give you an example using the app that we have created. So let me share the screen. Let me close this. Okay. So let me just copy this. Let us see how this is going to be. So first, as soon as I copy paste this thing, and it is going to, it says that it has detected this language, that is English. So the here detect lang, you know a function, that model is being used from langchain, from the Hugging Face library only, and you understand that this is how it is able to detect the source of the language, and that is English. Then I will say translate. Okay, English to English is not going to work. Let's convert it into Spanish, and we will translate. So it's working, and translation completed, and it is going hola, yeah, this. So let me copy this for reference, and Google, wait, Google Translate. Okay. Okay. Hello, how are you? I hope you have a great day full of energy and good opportunities. Like it's same. So if I want something, what do you want me to write here? Like maybe I can. Okay, let's do this in Portuguese. I don't know if I'll. Okay, this German. Let's see. Okay, yeah. I don't know why it was not trained, but let's see if this how it. Okay. Okay, good. So like this is working properly, and if I change this, then support auto detected is selected. Okay, something my feature is not working not properly. So let's see how we can change this into English to, let's see, French. I want to see French. Okay. So like Google is having a like different kind of models, but you know how this model works. Now you can also understand like how Google is translating and so many things, providing so many languages. Definitely it has, large data centers, and I was just running this on my CPU. So now you understand like how you can use your AI, how you can use a neural, machine translation NMT to make a different kind of translation, and understand like okay, how this is going to translate into different kind of language. And you can add different, you can add different models also. You can add from English to Hindi, Hindi to English, even from Hindi to Sanskrit. So you can add, you can train your model on that, and you can make your app more interesting, and this is how a lot of app, even you can make a language learning app, and you can make a business out of it. So this is a very good starting point, I think. If you want to get into language translation, you want to understand transformer, you want to understand like how this thing is being translated, how the tokens are generated, and how the token embeddings are there. And if you want to visualize more about like how does beam search is able to identify, and how does cosine similarity is being calculated, so you can read about this and understand, and make a project out of it, because it's a very good and very easily provided using by Hugging Face. So you can make a very good application out of it, and making a good project for for learning purpose as well as for professional, why not? So you can do that. So if you have any questions for me, if you have any suggestion that you want me to work on a particular project, or if you want me to work on a particular concept and make a video on that particular concept, I'm happy to do that. If you want me to help you in a particular project, just shoot me a question. Maybe we can try to figure something out on that as well. So this is it from my side. So this is a very good project. This is the code is there in my GitHub. If you need any help in installing this, or if you find any issues while running this, just let me know. You can put a comment on that, and we can move forward from this. So this is it from my side. If you have any questions, any concerns, so you can also provide that. So this is it from my side. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like this video and you subscribe the channel, and you hit that notification button if you have any, if you want to be tuned up with all the, machine learning projects that I post regularly. I make sure that I post regularly on every day with a new machine learning project, explaining the concepts and everything. So if you want anything else from my side, just let me know. So that is it. Thank you and bye bye.